Hey everybody.
Hey.
Hey.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's like, what time is it? I don't know.
Well,
it's like 2.
No. Yep, 2:01. I was a little.
Oh, bam. 2:01. Almost on the dot. So we just walked into Iowa, but you can't see anything because it's dark. And there was no sign because we're in, where, Colton?
Middle of somewhere.
Yep. We don't say nowhere because everywhere is somewhere, but somewhere. We're somewhere. Missouri. So before we got into Missouri, I set an intention that I wanted to, we don't really have expectations for the states or for like the people that we encounter, but I set the intention that I wanted to learn to love people better and learn to be more grateful. And I feel like, learn to love people better without expectations. And we've really been working on that. And we had some really beautiful things in Georgia. There's a couple that we met first. Missouri. Sorry. It's
Georgia
late.
too.
Georgia too. Yeah, we love you guys too. We love all of you guys. Anyway, Missouri. We had some really beautiful encounters with people. There was 1 week that we literally got passed from person to person all week long and were taken care of, and we really appreciate all of you so much. That was really cool, and the original person reached out to us on Facebook. Super, super grateful for that. That it's been colder at night here, which is part of the reason why we're walking, to stay warm. So we really, really appreciate that. And then we actually, while we're here in love you too, Illinois. While we're in Iowa.
And Tennessee and Kentucky while we're at it.
Yeah. While we're in Iowa, we actually have the people that we first stayed with when we got into Missouri. They owned a little restaurant. We'd called ahead trying to get to the restaurant before it closed. And then this family, amazing family, stopped, asked if we needed anything after bringing us snacks and goodies. And we asked them if they could run ahead and get us some food because it was like 5 minutes for them driving, but it was like an hour for us walking. So, anyway, they were fantastic. Thank you so much. You know who you are, for going ahead and getting that for us. And then when they were coming back, this girl called and offered her house, which was right next to the restaurant, which we were about to walk past. So, anyway, we're actually planning on seeing this couple again next weekend, or this weekend. And we're really excited. Missouri's been beautiful. All of this journey has been beautiful, but we have learned a lot about loving like people and just people. Like when you take off your expectations of people, I feel like they just exceed them.
And you feel more grateful.
That's true.
For when they do things.
So much more grateful. I mean, like last night, for example, we had this awesome guy pull over. I think he was just checking on us. Bugs, sorry. He was just checking on us, and he was like, well, have you guys eaten? And I was like, well, no. And up ahead everything was closed, and he was so nice. He went home. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go grab you guys some snacks. Came back with a bag full of food, the best apple cider I've ever had in my whole life. Sorry if anyone I've ever tried their apple cider is watching this, because it really was so good. I'm sure I loved yours too, but it was homemade apple cider that was amazing. And we really have had amazing experiences in Missouri. So thank you, Missouri, Iowa. We will only be with you for a minute, like couple days, but we are pumped to be spending time with you.
Good old Iowa.
Anything you want to add?
We have a story to tell later, I guess, about
What
Iowa.
Story? Oh, you could tell it now.
Oh, well.
We could do the short version.
Well, okay. So, condensed version. It's how we got out to Georgia. I actually just got reminded of this the other day when we passed the sign and it was pointing to Des Moines. So, about 10 days-ish before we had even come out. You just take yourself out of the scene or what? About 10 days before we were supposed to come out to the walk, which was May 1st when we started. So about 10 days before that, we still didn't really know how we were coming out. And then we met a lady online on Craigslist that was doing a rideshare. and she had a double knee surgery, so she was looking for drivers. So she picked us up in...
Happy birthday, by the way. Your birthday was today.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Happy birthday. So anyway, we got picked up in Ogden, Utah, and she drove us to Des Moines, Iowa. Back in Iowa, here we are again. And we started walking from this truck stop. Got about 8 miles, and then we got picked up by a family. There was a lady and her family. She was an off-duty sheriff. And we spent that whole day with them, went fishing, met some of their friends, and then the next morning they took us to the bus stop. And we had come out with about $145.
Yeah.
And so we just were like, we got to do it. We just feel like it was something that we needed to do. And so anyway, we gave them 130 of the 145, and they paid the difference. And we got 2 bus tickets. And later that night, they took us back to the bus stop, and we got on a bus from, I guess it wasn't in Des Moines, but anyway, or was it?
No, it was near Des Moines.
Near Des Moines. So then we took a bus for 2 days and got to Macon, Georgia. And then from there, we walked a little bit. Her aunt picked us up, drove us several miles down the road. We walked about six or 7 more miles, and then met a nice lady from across the street. She just asked if we wanted to fill up our waters, and we said heck yeah. And so she came out. She asked if we wanted snacks too, and she came out with a bag of apples and a bag of carrots and oranges and all this stuff. And
we love you too and think about you.
Yeah, that was super awesome. And so these first 2 experiences we had when we came out for the walk, and then when we got out to Georgia a few days before we were going to start, was just really when it started to set in that we didn't know how we were going to do this walk. We didn't know what we were going to do or how we were going to keep going. We thought maybe we'd stop and work at restaurants or something for a little bit to get some food sponsors, but quickly, before we even had started the walk, we were quickly shown by many kind strangers that people are so generous, and it's been incredible ever since then. It hasn't stopped, and it's just been, this journey has just been growing and getting better and better. But anyway, so she gave us a ride the last 3.5 miles, and that's where we made it to her cousin's, her aunt and uncle's house, and we stayed. It was Thursday morning, I believe, right, when we got there?
Something like that.
Anyway, we slept pretty much half the day once we finally got there, and then Sunday night, her cousin drove us to the coast and dropped us off at 9 o'clock at night, waved goodbye, and we walked out, and she went back to school, and we walked out to the beach and slept in the sand and woke up to a windy, sandy morning and made our silly first little video and started walking. And a little over 4.5 months later, here we are in Iowa, back to...
Still making silly videos.
Yes, very much so.
So,
Anyway.
We love you guys.
Love you so much. Thank you, everybody.
From Missouri to Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa. I got it. Okay.
Excellent job.
Hope you're sleeping. Night, guys.
Have a good one.